You're listening to the Free to Be Mindful podcast, which provides bite-sized tips for busy parents, educators, and anyone working with kids. These real talk conversations focus on mindful living, mental health, and personal growth, helping all to learn, grow, and inspire with mindfulness in mind. I'm your host, Vanessa de Jesus Guzman, educator, licensed professional counselor, entrepreneur, and mom. I'm passionate about helping folks live life with peace of mind and ease of heart while not losing their, well, you know, here we go. Have you ever tried to practice meditation but have no idea if it's working or even if you're doing it right? Wouldn't it be awesome if there was something to let you know when you're in the zone, to let you know to do more of that? Well, there is something that does exactly that. It's called MUSE. MUSE is a brain sensing headband that helps you find more calm, sharper focus, and better sleep. It does this by measuring your brain waves and lets you know exactly when you're in a meditative state. It's an awesome tool for kids and for adults alike. You can get 15% off any MUSE product by clicking the link in the show notes below. Check them out at choosemuse.com. And again, don't forget to use that link for 15% discount at checkout. Hi, and welcome back. I hope that you're feeling good, looking good, and doing better in this world than you were yesterday. As always, I like to take a quick moment to thank you all for listening in. Whether you're on my website, freetobemindful.com, on Spotify, Amazon Music, Pandora, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, Switcher, watching this video on YouTube, or any other platform, I thank you for listening in and for allowing me into your ears. If you have the opportunity, I appreciate your rates and reviews. And of course, remember to subscribe so that you can listen in next time. And as a thank you gift, I have created a resource guide titled How to Talk to Kids Without Losing Your Cool. This is a perfect resource for parents and educators who are looking for language to use to help kids make better choices, who are looking for language that will not impede on children's self-esteem, and a language to use where you don't have to repeat yourself a gazillion times before they pay attention. It really is a valuable resource, and you can get it for free by looking at the show notes where the link is provided. So, last episode, we chatted about birth order and how we interact with others based upon our own birth order. I shared that I am the oldest of three, and my character traits definitely include being responsible and being a leader, but also sometimes being bossy. And with all of those comes the aspect of perfectionism. As a kid, I didn't really identify with having to be perfect all of the time, although I've always had more of a type A personality. And loosely speaking, very loose, type A's are characterized as being highly ambitious, goal-driven, and willing to take risks, whereas type B's are characterized as being more relaxed, laid back, and easygoing. And somewhere in my college years, I became obsessed with not only doing things to the best of my ability, but doing them as close to perfect as possible. And by the way, there are various types of personality tests that can provide us insight on ourselves. And when I say type A or type B, it really is loosely speaking. So back to the story. Having the mindset of aiming to be perfect was exhausting. There were so many lost hours of sleep and much pressure to be perfect and to do things perfectly. And nowadays, while I still have high expectations of myself, perfectionism is something that I have learned to let go of. Being all too familiar with that feeling of perfectionism, I notice it immediately when I meet kids today. the inability to fall asleep despite being so tired, of not being able to enjoy the small moments because all of the emphasis is placed upon excelling and doing well, of being upset with anything less than a 95 in school, of placing an incredible amount of pressure on yourself to be the best, to have others like you, to come out on top, to win, and so on. With the years, I have seen kids be more and more anxious. I have seen kids miss out on aspects of their youth because of the time needed to live up to their own expectations. And if they fall short, I have noticed depression or self-injuring type of behaviors arise. And perhaps you, as a parent or educator, can empathize with some of these thoughts and behaviors too. Maybe you've had them as a kid, or perhaps it's still a current struggle. Being responsible for children also holds us to the responsibility of helping them lighten the load. And it can be a delicate balance of pushing them to do their best, but not so much so that they or you lose sight of what is important. And sometimes even we need to be reminded, yes, learning and having good grades is important. Having friends, playing a sport, playing a musical instrument, or having a leadership position that holds us to be well-rounded is also important. But is anxiety and depression more important than being able to enjoy our lives? Is it more important than enjoying the right here and the right now? Is it more important than enjoying this very moment, which we won't ever have the opportunity to experience the same way ever again? And as adults, our jobs and careers are, of course, important. But if we are always running on a hamster wheel, think about the marvelous moments that we're missing out on. So, how do we help our kids have this balance? Understand that no one tip is going to be the perfect fit for everyone. However, you may want to try some of these on for size. First, try not to compare, whether it be siblings or students, to each other or anyone else. They do enough of this on their own. Also, applaud their efforts. Understands that we all have different talents. And sometimes a kid who earned an 80 may have worked harder to earn that 80 than one who earned 100. For those kids who just aren't good at paper and pencil type of tasks, find where they shine. Perhaps being active in an organization can receive the same type of excitement as winning a sports game, dancing in a competition, or getting that A in that class. Another tip is to be specific with praise, especially when kids are getting good grades. We want to make sure that their self-worth is not dependent on 100 or 89 or whatever the grade is. Also, emphasize values. I hope that at the end of the day, we're trying to raise and educate kind humans. Kids are able to notice what we put value on, and not just through our words, but definitely through our actions too. I've personally adopted a couple of life mottos to help me out with this delicate balance. First, better done than perfect. Second, imperfect action is better than perfect inaction. And lastly, all we have is the right now. I believe in working hard for a better tomorrow, personally speaking, and in life as well. But I am reminded that tomorrow is not guaranteed. And sometimes all we have is the right here and right now. So right now, regardless of where you are or what you're doing, bring your attention to the way that you're feeling right now. Where did this message land in your thoughts or perhaps on your body? Did it make you reflect on the past? Did it make you tense up your shoulders or clench your jaw or think really hard around your eyebrows? Right now, take a breath in through your nose, hold it for a moment, and as you release the breath through your mouth, let any tightness around your shoulders, jaw, or face, just let it go. And with your next breath in, hold any of those thoughts in your mind and release them with your out breath. As you continue to breathe in your normal state, think back to the type of child that you were. Would you describe yourself as sweet or spicy? Or as active, rambunctious? Maybe you gave your caregivers or teachers a run for their money every day. Thinking of the child you were, think of all you received as a kid. Perhaps it was attention in things, or perhaps it was attention, period. And also think of maybe what you needed and did not receive. Now, think of a child or children who you love. Bring to mind their smiling faces. Bring to mind their talents, their strengths, and what they enjoy. And now think of what they may need, but may not be receiving from you. On your next few breaths in and out, focus and reflect on what you can do to make those needs met. What can you do to make it happen for those kids you love? On your next breath in, know that you can make it happen. And on your out breath, smile and know you are capable of doing the work. Hope you have a great week. I hope you enjoyed this week's show. It would mean a ton if you took this moment to review the Free to Be Mindful podcast on the platform you catch your favorite shows. That quick and easy act lets me know what you enjoy, and it helps others find the podcast too. And of course, don't forget to subscribe so you can listen along next week. In the meantime, I welcome you to catch me on social media at Counselor V de Jesus. And as always, remember, in a world where you are free to be anything that you want to be, you are always free to be mindful. Catch you next week.